the other night I watched Garth Brooks' documentary.
I love that one.
It's so good. Like, and it's kind of crazy. I knew a couple of the writers that were on. They like interviewed different writers they had worked with or whatever, and it was kind of cool. Like, it kind of weird seeing them on Netflix, But it was just, I don't know. Like, everything I've ever heard about Garth from people that knew him are really, really, really great things. Like, they didn't mention this on the documentary, but after his first record, he literally, all the writers on that record, he bought them houses.
That's so
and
cool.
all the musicians that were on the record, he bought them Mercedes. That's crazy. He made that much money from his first record, which is unbelievable. And but it also says something too. It shows that like he's genuinely just a really good guy that like is very humble and like wanted to give back to people that gave him a leg up, And there was one guy that was not on the documentary because he's passed away since, but he wrote like a ton of Garth's hits, and he's really the reason I'm down in Nashville. His name is Kim Williams. You should totally read about him one night when you can't read or whenever you can't sleep. He had a ton of hits and stuff, but he had been in a really bad burning accident when he was like, I want to say like his late 20s, maybe early 30s. And that's how he got into songwriting. He had to go to Vanderbilt to have a bunch of surgeries and stuff. And anyway, he and I met and he heard some of my songs and was like, you need to be in Nashville. And those other songwriters that were on the documentary that I knew, Kim had introduced me to. And he introduced me to a ton of people in town. And like, honestly, like if I hadn't met Kim, pretty sure I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. So it's just kind of crazy. And like, but Kim told me so many different stories about Garth. And like, he met Garth right before Garth blew up. Like, it was right before he got his record deal. And they just started writing a lot. And then Garth recorded a lot of those songs and they became hits. So anyway, kind of interesting, very full circle.
I'm actually really obsessed with Garth because he's kind of ridiculous on social media. Yeah, let me show you here. This is I think this was back 2014. This was the first thing he ever posted on social media. Let me pull that up.
Well, I love that you love Garth.
I'm just probably not in like his music way, but
in
as
a
like
person and as a businessman.
And just how weird he is. This is his first post ever on Facebook.
Well, I guess it's official. We're now on Facebook. I really wasn't sure about this at the start. But then a friend of mine said something that just made all kinds of sense. She said, think of it more as a conversation. I like that. But I'm already finding out on my own. So it's wiping the walls out between you and me. And I really like that. It allows us into each other's worlds, or I guess in my case, the hotel room. When I think about things I want to post cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff. But most of the stuff I'm going to post is going to be raw stuff like this. This is just who I am. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin.
Isn't that just weird?
He's a very intense person. That's what I've noticed. That was my biggest takeaway. But I think that's part of why people love him. He really he is like there's nothing flippant about him. You know what I mean? Like he says what he means and he means what he says.
Sorry, I gotta adjust my camera real quick.
Make yourself be seen. Oh, there's me.
There's
you.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, that just cracks me up every time I watch it. Is like, I really like that because his eyes are just so weird because you don't know. Because he got so famous in the '90s,
right?
And so he just became so ridiculous. So it was kind of funny. So every time I go to a hotel, I like to remake it. So let me show you.
You need to remake it and post it. Do you ever post it?
Oh yeah. So
I miss these. I need to start seeing these. Oh my lord, you ain't kidding.
And I was a lot fatter back then.
Well, I guess it's official. We're now on Facebook. I didn't know what to think about this at the start, but then a friend told me something that just started making all kinds of sense. She said, think about it more as a conversation. I like that. But I'm already finding out on my own that it's wiping out the walls between you and me, and I really like that. It allows us into each other's worlds, or I guess in my case, my hotel room. When I think about the kind of stuff I want to post cool stuff, neat stuff, slick stuff. But then I'm going to also be posting raw stuff like this. It's just who I am. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say, let the conversation begin.
So, yes. So I like to remake that like anytime I go to a hotel. And honestly, I'll pick a hotel over Airbnb.
Two thoughts and takeaways. One, your accent be on point. Two, how did you memorize that? That is hilarious. That has made my day.
I watched it way too many times. It's pretty much all I can say.
Pause, you're like, and for in my case, my hotel room.
I'll pick a hotel over Airbnb just to remake that video.
You really need to. You need to have a COVID 2020 edition.
Well, I guess it's official. We're now in quarantine. I didn't know how to think about this at the start, but then my friend Mary told me something that just started making all kinds of sense. She said, think about it more as a conversation. I like that. It's sad I have that memorized still.
I respect that a lot, actually. Like, seriously, you can go into acting.
I was just thinking about this. I think if they did a biopic of Garth, I could be Garth.
I think you'd be Garth.
I could be Garth. You could play Trisha. We could have you. we can just fan cast it.
Trisha. Yo, the other night whenever I was watching the documentary, it really hit me. Like, I added this to my bucket list. I want to try some of Trisha's food. We went on and on about her cooking. And, of course, we've seen stuff before. Like, she has her little cookbook and, like, she's been on shows. Mm-hmm. I bet her food is so good. I bet it's so good. So I really want to have some of her food. It's kind of a goal of mine. Actually, it really is.
I could see that. I've seen Garth's body. I'm pretty sure she's good at cooking.
Yeah, I respect it, though. She's gorgeous. And her voice is so good.
Singing-wise, she's great. I like her. I think she's like a real ride or die. So that's why I have respect for her. Because
I'm sure she is a ride or die. You're right. And, I didn't realize, I think it's because I was so little. I mean, when he first kicked off, I wasn't even born. But, at his height of his career, I was a little baby. And so I didn't realize how, obviously we know he was massive. But I didn't realize those numbers till the other night. Mm-hmm. And, I thought to myself, for him to have found, obviously he'd been married before and stuff. But, for him to have found, Trisha. But that was not an easy feat, to be honest. I obviously met her before he got big and stuff, but it would have been hard, I think, to find someone really genuine, at that level of success. So kudos to him.
I know, and she's like, you know what? I'll move to Oklahoma.
I know. I was like, that is dedication now.
She was still touring though, right? While Garth was retired.
I feel like after he retired, I feel like she was still putting out music because. Did you ever hear the song, how does it go? Heaven is where I'm going, heartache is where I've been. Heaven, heartache, and the power of love. That song came out when I first started singing at festivals. So that was 08, 09, maybe 2010, something around there. Okay. And that was her single. That was her single. So she was doing stuff at that point. You know? And I remember I was so obsessed with that song. It was so bluesy. You should look it up later. It's a good song.
Yeah, I assume so. So I don't think it was too bad for her because, one, she was already successful in music. And then so she didn't have to, live in a certain location. And then, when you're touring, you hop on a plane, meet up with everyone, get on the bus.
That's true. Oh, yeah, they definitely, I don't think, their touring is probably roughing it by a long shot. They can just fly wherever. Obviously, financially they're good. But I would like to go to Oklahoma. Oklahoma seems like a very exciting place. That's where the Tiger King is from.
Oh, yeah.
It
That
just seems
show.
like a very interesting, mysterious place. Have you ever been out there?
Yes. There's Hooker, Oklahoma, and it's like a really small town I drove through, and there's the Hooker Inn, which made me laugh a lot. It was like a really bad hotel.
That is craziness.
And so I was like, guys, we have to stay there. They're like, no, we're staying at a normal hotel.
I wish you had made the Garth video at Hooker Inn.
That's the dream. He was crying the entire time.
You know, there were a lot of tears.
I was like, come on, man. That's like the part I was like, you're crying over everything, which that's like a whole can of worms.
I think he's a very sensitive man. Like, honestly, I think that's what it is. I'm not that sensitive. Like, and I'm a woman. But I respect those that are sensitive or who are sensitive.
Well, like, there's just some of the topics, like, and then I came home and my wife made a cherry pie, Andy. It was so good. I was like, you don't need to be crying. Like, talking about, like, your kids being little, like, your mom dying, your divorce. I'm like, okay, you can there, but, like, some things just like, I walked in that boot store and I got a job. It's like...
I love your impressions. It honestly
I've watched way too much. He does Studio G, and then he'll just like say weird things. When he announced like his big stadium tour, we played like those football arenas. He's going, it's game day or Garth day. Now let's get physical playing music. I like that. I was like, what? Who says that? Let's get physical playing music.
You need to dress up as Garth for Halloween. If there is a Halloween this year.
Yeah. I'm hoping we get that.
I'm hoping too.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. You just watched a highlight from the SchwegCast, the internet's worst podcast. Did you like what you just watched? Well, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and over here, you can check out more episodes and clips just like that. And like always, stay awesome.